Yes. Tashidilek, Shalom, Sat Sri Akal, Salam. In some contexts, people call me Anna. In other contexts, people call me Elaichi, as in India. In other because I eat Elaichi always, that's why. In other contexts, in Buddhist contexts, they call me Lobsang Palmo. Some people call me Mom. Today, you can call me, for a little while, Faisal Hassan. Why? Because my dear friend from Aligarh Muslim University could not come. But since we know each other and I know his paper and we have collaborated a lot, I will try to do something from this. However, even though he has been generous enough to mention me in his paper, all the credit should go to him because I was merely interviewed. So all the credit to him, and please read his paper. However, I'm going to give you the essence with one slide. And then I'm going to invite you to dialogue. I'm going to do some slight disruption here. So I'm going to let you taste the kind of dialogue that I'm asking for all the time. I said that I think we need each other, we need the wisdom in the room, and we need to learn from each other, hear different perspectives. I'm passionate about multi-sector dialogue, city development, and learning from many perspectives. And we have listened to so many different countries here, so many countries, so many contexts, so much wisdom. So I'm going to let you taste it. But first, the essence of Faisal's paper. He is comparing Bhutan and Sweden and how GNH has grown in these two contexts. Two different soils, same seed, different soil. So in Bhutan, GNH has grown within a kind of a governmental framework, which is good because it makes it stable. However, as we have heard, it is a little bit difficult to get every person in the country engaged in the same way, to understand clearly what this is about in practical terms in their lives. In Sweden, though, GNH has grown in an opposite way, you can say, as a grassroots movement. And this is very typical for Sweden, because in Sweden, we have a long tradition of grassroots movements, dialogue. And we have precisely this tradition that you're asking for in Bhutan, the kind of empowerment and education in the local communities, in small groups that you're talking about. This has been the tradition of Sweden for many, many, many years. So this has also been a part of the women's movement, of the environment movement, of the workers' movement. We have been collecting in small circles called studiecirkel. Can you say studiecirkel? This is Swedish. Studiecirkel means funded small groups where we educate each other to empower each other. This has been a long tradition. So there is no surprise that GNH in Sweden is growing in this way. What we are doing is that we are, as people, influencing the government, supporting the government. For example, we wrote a welfare manifesto so as to support our government when they suggested a new kind of measurement that is more holistic, just like GNH, similar. So it has grown from bottom up like this. So, yeah, we can switch, because I'm going to ask a question now, two questions actually. And for that matter, I'm going to ask for some help from my friends from Holland here, who are also, as you know now, Holland and Austria, who are also working with cross-sector, multi-sector dialogue. So I'm going to ask you for some help, because my suggestion is that we try this on, we try some dialogue like this, and we turn to each other where we sit. Maybe you have a neighbor who is still awake and sober in some way, and then you can just smell for security if he or she is sober, so that you can talk together a little bit. And then we can share around these two questions. First question is going to be about expertise. Who is an expert about GNH? Because now we'll be talking about Malaysia, about Indonesia, about India, about America, about different places in the world, and people have different contexts. What emerges is the question of expertise. And also when GNH is kind of coming down to the farmers and to the local citizens, who is the expert really? So I'm going to ask you to turn to each other, and I'm going to ask my friends to move around and to support the dialogue and listen a little bit to what people say, because I'm so curious about the wisdom in the room. So first question is, who is a GNH expert and why? Please talk to each other. Okay.
That wasn't the 2-minute mark, by the way.
That was a very, very brief, short dialogue. Please, Oscar, and I don't see you here. Shred, where are you? Can you come up and just tell what you heard? Do you have the microphones? Please say something about what you heard.
Yeah, there was this whole conversation, obviously, that who's the expert, right? And the expert are the people who are actually living it. So there was this whole notion of people who are looking up there and actually coming down and then telling what to do. But actually the people who live it on a day-to-day life, they're really the experts. Oh. Is this kind of capturing what you've... Right? Okay, cool.
Great. So it can be people high up and it can be people who are very much down to earth. Okay?
Why did you choose very specific people? Why did you choose very specific people?
Yeah, because we are working with the same kind of thing. That's why.
Okay, what I hear is GNH, by definition, is serving others, living in harmony with nature, and realizing human values and wisdom.
Yeah.
Anyone who lives with that is a GNH expert.
Thank you. Samdu, I'm very much interested because I have heard you so much. I'm very much interested in other voices also. If you can please.
Okay. Perhaps I can add to this. We had actually a mixed message, if I got this right. On one side, yes, each individual, each human actually is the expert in the topic, while there's still an organization like Bhutan who can become the expert by bringing out the construct and the structure into it and structure the whole process. So it was actually coming from both sides.
Oh, so it's... Bhutan is an expert as a country, as a whole, because here lies the root of it. And at the same time, you say that anyone can be an expert who is living... Was that what you said?
Yes, the experts are closer to the topic of happiness, while Bhutan is more the expert in the GNH as a structure.
Okay, okay. Mm-hmm. So different perspectives. Something you want to add, Oscar? Did you hear anything else?
No, sure.
Only say, okay. I want to ask one more question. In one word, what do you think is most essential for GNH to grow now, globally? This is a good seed. It's growing already. It has lots of branches and twigs and leaves, and it can grow more. What is most essential just now for GNH to grow? In one word, please talk to each other. Compassion, compassion. Wow. What? Transformation. Wow. Co-creation.
Having sacrificing mentality.
Okay. What was the second?
Having sacrificing mentality.
Oh. Promotion.
No, please.
What does that mean? Ah. What did you say? Showcasing, okay.
If I echo a few, community, containment, revolution, processing.
Wow. Great.
One simple word which comes to my mind is sharing.
Sharing, yeah. I agree. I couldn't agree more. And I want to conclude now by thanking so much my friends. They have not prepared this at all. And I had only a few minutes before this session when I knew that my friend could not come. So without preparation, feels really good. Thank you so much for your help. And thank you for all the learning you gave me now. Thank you so much.